We're here, we're live. It's Memorex. Thank you for your patience. Welcome to Silicon Valley Health Institute. I'm Robert Meekemiller. I'm one of your board members here. We're here to answer your questions regarding health and to bring world-class speakers together so you can benefit from that. We're all about optimum health. I've been a nutritionist since 1992, but always operated on the entrepreneurial side, so welcome. Any first-time visitors here? Oh, fantastic. Welcome. We hope to have you back. We're here every third Thursday of the month, and as I said, we bring world-class speakers to you. So we're a membership-driven organization. We're a nonprofit, 501c3. Our annual membership is $60, which works out to $5 per monthly lecture. We also stream online, or as you might have noticed, $10 at the door. So anybody have cell phones? Please silence your cell phone so there's no interruptions. And if you're concerned with EMFs, go ahead and turn them off. I couldn't get to a printer tonight, so I had to use my cell phone here for notes. The meeting is streaming live online, so if you don't make it to a meeting, you can go online and watch the meetings live from your comfort of your home. And if you have friends in Europe or anywhere around the world, let them know about Silicon Valley Health Institute. And then we also record all of the lectures, so if you miss something, you want to go back and get something out of the lecture, we usually post the videos from the lectures within about a month after we record them. A little bit of information for you. There's restrooms down the hallway here. Take the first left, and about 100 yards down on the right, you should be able to find your restroom there. So any announcements that anybody has? If you have some knowledge or some information. Actually, Ann, do you want to mention your lecture, your weekend pulse and electromagnetic frequency in Walnut Creek? Do you want to mention that?
Good evening, everyone. We have a training on the pulse electromagnetic field this coming weekend in Walnut Creek, 8 to 6, Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested, we can talk after the lecture.
What's the topic here?
It's pulse electromagnetic field, which is the lecture that I will be doing. Yes.
Okay, and then our lectures are every third Thursday of the month. So, and if you haven't yet signed up on our website to get the newsletter, go to svhi.com and sign up for the newsletter so you won't miss any of our great lectures. Okay, so at the beginning, we open the floor up. So if you have any questions regarding health, nutrition, any issues you're having with health that you have questions, we have experts here that can help answer some of those questions. Anybody have any questions? So one thing to keep in mind is we're on the microphone with the live streamers, so make sure you wait until you get the microphone to ask the question.
Yeah, hi Robert. What's the best way to get rid of osteoarthritis, which I know a lot of folks get as they get older?
Raymond, are you interested in?
They won't like the answer. There is no such thing as osteoarthritis. It simply doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is a cell that works the way it's supposed to, and a cell that doesn't. When a cell doesn't work the way it's supposed to, it's because it's deficient and toxic. So there's only one disease, there's only one cure. And the cure is to eliminate the deficiency and toxicity at the cellular level. When you do that, the cell will revert to normal, and whatever is wrong will go away. So that's how you cure osteoarthritis. or anything else.
And anything ending in itis is inflammation. So don't inflame the cells. Okay.
The last few years, I've been waking up twice a night from these wild dreams, and I'm tense when I wake up. Is there some reducing the stress or something I can eat before I go to sleep to not be woken up by these dreams twice a night?
So I've known Raymond's been my mentor for a lot of years. So it all comes back to balancing the chemistry in the body. As far as dreams go, though, that's yeah, same thing. You know, being able to go through the sleep cycles, getting deep sleep. You can do a few things like L-tryptophan, but it really is, balancing the body at the cellular level overall.
Hi. So a follow-up on the gentleman's osteoarthritis. So if you assume that everything is on the cellular level and you're going to measure deficiencies and excess or surplus, how would you measure that? Because to the best of my ability that I know now, you can just take blood tests, but that's just going to monitor like potassium or whatever. So how would you measure at the cellular level to figure out what deficiencies you have so then you can supplement that?
Well, I mean, starting with the basics, multivitamin, vitamin C, essential fatty acids, and then going into a little greater detail as far as the specifics go.
Yeah, the question is, how do we measure it? We have ways of measuring that now. There are actually tests you can do. They're blood tests. What they do is they take the blood cells and spin them down in a centrifuge, and then measure what's in the cells. And these are done all the time now, and they'll tell you what the cells are missing. So it's very doable. The thing is, our doctors don't think this way, and so they don't do the tests. They don't even know the tests exist. So the average person is not going to get that kind of care. What was the question? What is the test called? Well, there's one laboratory called Genova Diagnostics, and they call their test a Nutra-Eval, N-U-T-R-E-V-A-L, Nutra-Eval, and that's Genova Diagnostics in Asheville, North Carolina. There are probably others. That's the one that comes to mind.
There's also a company in Palo Alto called Theranos, and they're actually taking a drop of blood and are measuring vitamin D deficiency, B vitamin deficiencies, etc. It's another good one. Any other questions? Theranos, Theranos. And I think, hold on.
When you do the test, don't the levels of nutrients and vitamins and all not vary with the time you take the test, because it might be dependent on what you just ate immediately, like preceding the test. So the test's actually going to have a whole range of things, values. Say vitamin B12, it might vary throughout the day, just with all other things.
Well, it actually does measure what is in the blood at that point in time, but it's not as variable as you would think. It's actually reasonably good measurement, and it's better. We haven't had these tools in the past. We have some of them now, and we need to be using them. The average American, the reason why we're all sick is because the average American is starving to death. There's just a new study out. 92% of the people they tested were deficient in at least one essential nutrient. Most people are short several essential nutrients. If you are short one essential nutrient on a chronic basis, you will get sick. So your job, your cells have a grocery list, and they furnish you with that grocery list, and they say, you deliver the groceries. That's your job. You're a grocery delivery person. That's who you are. And your job is to deliver the groceries. If you don't, you will get sick. So the problem is nobody tells us this. Nobody tells us what the groceries are or where to get them. And the result is we're sick. But the cells will work correctly if you furnish them with the nutrition that they need. And right now there's about 65 essential nutrients that we know we have to have. How many are there? We don't know. Are there 100? Are there 200? We don't know. But now there's about 65, but we aren't even delivering the 65. So you've got to deliver the groceries or it isn't going to work.
Yeah, I think the diagnostics that are coming on the market right now, I know of a company called DynoSense that's coming out with a device that also measures 33 health metrics in less than 60 seconds. And when we have access to that, we can measure, what's really going on at the biological level of physiology in our bodies, and then make some adjustments as far as our program goes and see the results that we're producing. So, formerly we had lab tests that we have to go and get done, which takes time. And so, it's not readily available to all of us. So I think with the new technology that's coming on the market, it's going to be phenomenal that we have, the feedback and the information to get exactly what's going on and then make the changes. And Raymond will talk about the choices and stuff and give you some details of all those things. It's called DynoSense. Yeah. DynoSense. No, it's actually a little device you hold in your mouth with your finger on the pulse. They won't be shipping until probably first quarter of next year, but it all depends too on how long it takes for them to get to the consumer, because they're kind of looking at the medical industry right now. But hold on.
Hi, I wonder, anybody knows about 23andMe to checking DNA with saliva or something? I wanted to get some information about that.
I know that they had some problems, so they kind of pulled back a little bit, but I don't know exactly what the problems were and where they're at now as far as their testing goes.
Yeah, so for 23andMe, so I just got my test. I haven't had the chance to look at it. But so what's in the news is that the FDA kind of slapped their hands and said, no, you can't do this. However, if you actually look at the letter, they already rectified that. They already solved that problem. So now they're in the clear. I think they pulled back on diagnostic kind of recommendations. So now their marketing is Ancestry. So yeah, you can still get the test for $99, and then it gives you your markers or whatever, and it takes about like 6 weeks to get it. So they send you a package. You essentially put your saliva in a little container, and then you mail it. Yeah, yeah.
23andMe is not allowed for the FDA anymore to give any medical information on it. However, there are scads of companies online that you can then take that and they will give you information. Some of them might give you too much information. Some of them are absolutely free. I have used Genetic Genie to test for MTHFR, and it's fabulous. And right now it's free. And there are other ones online as well. You might want to give some information later about that. They don't come to mind. But so there's just a secondary step you have to do to get the same information you got before. Now what you're going to do with that information, that's where it gets tricky, perhaps in some cases. That's why I stick to smaller clumps, like MTHFR is a good place to start. Maybe APOE is another one to look at. If you like that, it's so much information that you want to just start with parts and projects, I would say. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm curious to know what MTHR is. MTHFR.
There's a series of SNPs. Those are little sort of blips in our genes, and a common series of them are the MTHFRs. Depending on the ones you have and whether you have homozygous or heterozygous, you're going to probably have some compromised detoxification pathways. On top of that, folic acid, which is used with B12 very frequently, is not going to work, and there's possible evidence that it might make it worse. You need a specialized form of the real folate, not the folic acid, for you to get your detoxification pathways online. And it depends. You have to look and see heterozygous, homozygous, and there's a bunch of different variations to see how much at risk you are for this. If you get the worst, homozygous ones, you're actually at great risk of cardiac conditions, and your homocysteine levels will be high. So you can get those lab tests done too and see where you're at, and then work on getting those detoxification pathways going. At the very least, eat a lot of avocados for now.
Okay, any other questions? Do you want to give Ray a mic? Okay.
I experienced sudden hearing loss April 1st in my left ear. It just left me. I was traveling a lot back and forth from Reno, and when the pressure was pushing in, then it never came back. And I've been researching, going to all sorts of specialists. No one really knows. It's not getting better no matter what I do. And I just wondered if anyone has ever heard of such a thing. I'm 62 and a half, and it's not, according to one guy that's a naturopath, it's not age-related. But I was just wondering if anyone else has had anything like that happen.
My brother has hearing loss in one ear, so we've looked at several different things. It's not really a simple thing because you have the little hairs in the ear that is part of the vibrational thing and the whole structure of the ear thing. So as far as solutions go to it, that's a very tough one, as you'll probably find out. So yeah, I don't know that there's a specific thing that I could say that you could do. But one of the things that I like to try and get people out of the mindset is we've been raised in this world of give me that one pill and then I'll be cured. My brother's tried some laser treatments and working with some lasers. So that's one thing that you could possibly look at. The nutritional pathway is certainly another thing. Doing all the things, Raymond talks about one disease, two causes, and six pathways. And so look at every pathway and do as much as you can in each pathway to give the body what it needs to rebalance and to provide you the highest health that you can achieve. That's really, it's so permeated in our minds that give us this one pill and we'll be cured. And that's, to me, such a false way of thinking. So look at doing as much as you can in each of the pathways that Raymond will talk about in a little bit to try and optimize and rebalance your health. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? All right.